let's go for couples counseling, and you're resisting, then there's a problem.
But most of them, before people go for therapy, they've already made up their mind. You can't tell. What's the therapist going to tell me? That after the section, the experiences you had from your 15 exes are gone, or the fact that you had HIV and they are telling me.
Right there.
Considering your partner's past is a personal decision that varies from person to person. And on Moans and Cuddles today, I have Kiki and Ellie to help me in this discussion. My name is Patricia, Rockson Hammond. I would like to start with Ellie, the only gentleman among us. Considering your partner's past before marriage, is this something you consider?
Well, thank you for this opportunity. Considering the past of everything, and anything is something I'll do in making a future decision, because I believe that for you to have a very successful future and one to boast of, you must know about your past, be able to evaluate your past mistake, then you'll be able to make informed decisions for your future. So considering my partner's past life, past experiences, is something that I would really hold key in deciding whether I would want to move a relationship from a normal relationship to, say, a marriage life. So yes, I would consider.
Kiki, would you consider?
Yes, I will consider my partner's past, because I believe that everybody has skeletons in their cupboard. Some people don't have one, they don't have two, but thousands. And there are some things in your past you can't really keep away from your partner, because it will definitely bite you in the ass. So,
is everything that you need to say?
Not everything, but there are some key things in your past. I feel like your sexual STI history, if there's a case of an abortion, a child, those things, I feel like, yes, I would like to know, but I don't care how many bodies you have, your body count, how many exes you have. Those things are really not important to me, but to some extent, I will consider my partner's past before marriage.
And it's not being selfish when you have to consider certain things, because likewise, you also have a past.
Yeah, so if you abide by...
So should it always be about you and what you want?
Not necessarily. Well, I have a philosophy that once you go into marriage, there is no turning back. So you only separate when death do you apart. Do you get it? So you have to make sure that you can really stay with whatever decision you are going with. Like Kiki said, she doesn't mind body count, she doesn't mind the number of exes and all that, but I would. And it's not because I am selfish, because I believe that most relationships end on a bad note. Do you get it? So say you have 15 exes, you have 15 traumatic...
That's the generation that we're in, because you're with this person, the next time you move.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you realize, if you sit down and you want to count, you realize you have more than 10, you've been with more than 10 people.
Yes. And if all these 10 people cause you pain and have left a traumatic effect, or in psychology we have something we call carryover effect. My partner to be is going to carry over, say, out of the 15 exes, it was only one that ended on a positive note. The 14 others were from bad experiences and all that. That means I'm going to have carryover effects from 14 partners. And these things, whether I like it or yes, are going to shape our relationship. So yes, these are the things that I would consider. And it doesn't necessarily mean I'm selfish. It means that I am taking advantage of my right to choice at the moment. Because the moment you are married, there's nothing like choice.
You guys have been together for like 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
And you knew about all of these things, but immediately marriage sets in, or you realize that you are approaching marriage. That is when you want to now consider some lifestyles or some issues from the past.
Well, I think that is where counseling comes in. We have something called couples counseling. So if you as an individual accept that, okay, in my past relationships, my partner cheated on me, my partner was verbally abusive, emotionally and physically, and I know that I am also traumatized, I have PTSD, then I'm willing to work on those things with you in couples therapy. But if you act like, no, she just cheated on me, but then whilst we were dating within the 4 years, I knew that you had traces of PTSD, and I'm telling you, okay, now we are going to be together forever. We are going to get married. Let's go for couples counseling, and you are resisting, then there's a problem.
You let go.
I won't just let go, but
You
I
give it a
will,
shot.
yes, you have to meet me halfway. Because to be with you forever, you have to accept that you're traumatized. You can't be jumpy. You can't be asking to go through my phone, knowing fully well that you're doing these things because your past exes, your past relationships caused you so much pain and trauma, and now you're insecure. And you're taking it out on me. How would I be happy with you?
Yes. So that is the carryover effect I was talking about. I'm not married, obviously, but we say movies are literature, and literature is a reflection of our society. So you watch in movies, a man comes home very late from work, and the wife will be like, "I've seen this before. Where did you see it from? It's from your
In a
past
movie,
relationship."
yes.
You go, you suspect something is wrong. Instead of talking to the person, instead of talking to your partner, the first thing you do is to go to their phone to go and ask for answers from their phone. All these things are past experiences. If I should give you my phone now and you go through, they're about, say, more than 3 people I call baby, I call a sweet one. It doesn't mean we have a relationship. It's a kind of rapport I have with them.
It's a kind of rapport you have with them. But in a
Yes.
case, you know, you want to consider your partner's
Yes.
past. And your partner will also want to stand on that anytime you're chatting with your female friends, you're like, sweetheart, baby, my love, honey,
Yes.
honey boo boo. You are doing all of those things.
Yes.
And she feels insecure getting into marriage with you. How would you feel?
Yeah, so you talk to me about it, and yes, I would make amends. I was quit doing that. And well, if you get married, you can't be calling every other lady your baby, your sweet one, and all that.
You wouldn't be doing that.
Yes, I won't be doing that. Do you get it? So that is something that you can solve. Do you get it? But I'm talking about the past experiences and then its effect on current relationship. The point I was trying to make is that the person is going through your phone because in their past relationship, probably they found out that their spouse is cheating on them through their phones. And that has been a first point of contact for them to check the credibility of the person they are with in their current relationship. That is why past experiences really matter. They may not consciously know of what they are doing, but they are doing it, and it's because of their experience. You get it? So like Kiki said, if the person is willing to go through therapy, if the person is willing to accept that I am sick and I need help.
I am sick.
Yes, I am sick and I need help. Then we can work something out.
In a situation where the person finds nothing wrong with it. This is my past. I'm moving on. I'm letting go of the past. I'm moving on with you. Why do you have to go dig up things from my past into the future? We're in the present. I want to have a future with you. Why bring up things from my past? Why do you want to consider them before you settle with me?
One thing I have come to understand is when somebody tells you, oh, it's my past, forget about it. I'm with you right now. Let's move on. Red flag. In fact, it's not a red flag. It's a red cape, like Batman. Very red and big. You should run or you should get to the bottom of it if you really care about the person. Because why can't you talk about it if it's trivial? If it's not, I'm not asking you to tell me the petty things that happen, but when that conversation pops up, you know, you're getting to know somebody, you want to get married to them, you want to know their hobbies, likes and dislikes, and then, you know, sometimes you joke about your exes, like some of the things they did to you, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, tell me more, what happened? And you're like, oh, forget about it. You need to get to the bottom of that forget about it, because there's something there that hurts them that they don't want to bring up and then open old sores.
But you know, there are people who even they have decided not to talk about it. They have decided to let it go. Bringing it back is like opening old wounds. It hurts them.
Couples therapy.
They just want to let it go. They're not ready for therapy. They just want to let it go.
Aside from opening up old wounds and all that, sometimes it depends on who you are dating currently. The person may not just trivialize it and say it's my past because they don't want to talk about it. Sometimes they've come to learn how you react to situations. You get it? There are some people who say, oh, I don't mind, just tell me, where did you go to? Who did you cheat with? Oh, I'll forgive you. Just say it and then we are done. But the moment you say it, they will nail you on the cross.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm saying that I'm not telling you not because I'm hurt from that relationship, but because I'm afraid of how you would react.
Yes.
Do you get it? So, tell me about that girl from your past. And I know that if I tell you about that girl from my past, the next 5 arguments you would have, you told me that, well, if it was Mansays, you would have done this.
Yeah.
But because it is me, you are doing this. Do you get it?
So
it is not as a result of my past experience, but it's as a result of your insecure behavior and all that.
So you understand in
yes.
this situation that it's not everything that you say.
Yes.
Am I having the same response from Kiki?
Well,
you understand that it's not everything.
It's not everything.
As Ellie said,
yes.
It's because your response, how you react to the truth.
Yes.
And then at the end of the day, something happens. Yeah, you if not because of, if it was to be this person, you would have done this. It was, I believe you love this person more than you love me and all that. So it's not everything from the past that you say. Do you agree?
Not really. It's not everything. But if you know and you've realized that from your partner's actions and behaviors, you can't come to a compromise, you need to talk about it and go to couples therapy and deal with it.
She keeps talking about
yes, because like he said, like Elliot said,
I get it.
You may use it against me. So now if you go for couples therapy, you'll be able to like offload all those things you experienced in the past in the right way. You have someone to help you talk about it and understand and come to an acceptance. And your partner will be there with you, so that in future they may not. You can't trust human beings to not use it against you.
Let's face reality, eh? You can go through therapy. You can go and see whoever it is. The point of letting go depends on the individual.
Yes.
Yes. It doesn't matter whether you've gone to even see the president, for the president to talk to you, or the archbishop to talk to you. It's your personal decision.
Yes.
I want to let go. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, you want us to go for therapy, right? To please you, the person will go for the therapy. But in actual fact, it's not something, it's just to please you.
So,
am I making a point?
Yes, I'm
You
making
are.
a point. The fact that we are going for therapy doesn't mean I should let everything go. It doesn't mean that I should just take you as you are, you should take me as I am. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that I'm trying.
Yes.
That's what therapy is about. So when you go to a psychologist for medical guidance or mental health guidance, what they do is to help you see things from the other point of view, and then to help you see things from the better side of life. So we go for couples counseling, and I get to hear that you have 5 exes. You have about 100 body counts, which I wouldn't mind, but like 5 exes. No matter what they tell me at the counseling, it will be very difficult for me to accept. Do you get it? 5 is okay, 15, it will be very difficult, because you can't tell me that it was great and then you left. And you can't tell me that all the 50 people left because they were bad. It could be that the problem is you. But you know, it is human nature to paint your side of the story right when you are talking about. Do you get it? So if I'm not caught, if at that moment I'm not caught up in that lovey-dovey moment, I'll do everything for you, I'll pull down the mood for you and all that. Reason will set in, and I would have to evaluate all the circumstances. That is, if you will be able to open up at therapy. No matter how free and how good a therapist is, we cannot make patients open up fully or wholeheartedly. They will always keep something. Do you get it? So all these things are red flags. And as much as you go for therapy, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that, one, I'm following procedure.
Yeah,
because
just to
in
make you
some
happy.
churches,
Yeah.
you would have to go for couples counseling before they allow you to get married. And 2, maybe I want you to feel that I'm getting myself involved in the process. But most often, before people go for therapy, they've already made up their mind. You can't tell. What's the therapist going to tell me? That after the section, the experiences you had from the 15 exes are gone, or the fact that you had HIV and they are telling me 3 months to our marriage ceremony is going to make me forget that you have HIV and forget the possibility that you may transmit it to me or to our child, should God bless us with one. You get it? So therapy doesn't mean anything. And the fact that you've opened up about your past doesn't mean that I should forgive you and then accept you just as you are. You also have the same choice.
We'll come to the forgiveness stage, and then we'll talk about what are the things in the past that should be laid bare on the table before marriage. It has been Moans Cuddles with me, Patricia, Rockson, Hammond. We'll be right back.
Everyone needs the perfect snack to munch on during a fun moment.
Wow.
Enjoy the tasty McBerry Twist cupcakes, deliciously baked and packaged for a sweet treat. Premium quality cakes baked with love for all, enriched in butter and milk.
Yummy. Oh,
McBerry Twist Cupcakes, simply irresistible. Try one today. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. It's still Moans Cuddles with me, Patricia, Rockson, Hammond. We're discussing considering your partner's past before marriage, and I had Kiki and Ellie to help me in that discussion. They're still here for the next half of the show. Before the break, I said we're going to talk about forgiveness, and we're going to discuss which areas of the past you're supposed to lay bare on the table for your partner before marriage. So let me start from you. Forgiveness. Even after therapy, you know very well he hasn't changed. It's still the same because he still holds on to the same ideology that I don't want to talk about it. I went to therapy just to make you happy, just to please you. And then you find out the truth.
The truth.
Would you still want to hold on to that and say it's off or no problem?
Was the truth ugly?
I will carry this with you.
Was the truth ugly?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
But I found out eventually that.
So whether good or bad, whether ugly or less ugly?
It depends on how ugly it is, honestly. Everything depends. If he doesn't want to talk about it because it's something the person did to him, the ex did to him, I might still go ahead and get married. But if it's your fault, I'm walking away. Why don't you want to talk about it? Because you might do it to me too. Yes, I'll not forgive you. I'm leaving because, trust me, people do things and they know exactly what they're doing. The bad things they do, they know exactly what they're doing. They know the repercussions that comes with the actions they take. But they still go ahead and do those things and then act like they don't care. It's nothing. So if you have that attitude, even after going for therapy, me going to therapy with you is just telling you that I'm holding your hand and I'm letting you know that I'll be here and I'm here. I want to be with you. So let's try and go through this. Tell me, talk to me about it. I might not be able to handle it. That is why I'm taking us to a professional so that you can offload all these things and you are still hot-headed about it.
Nuete said something that sometimes women, it's because of the way we respond to issues. That is why sometimes they hold back on certain informations. It could be that in his past,
Yes.
he tried opening up and the response that he had was not positive. At the end of the day, you're using it against him.
Yeah.
He knows, he's been with you for a while now. He's seen certain traits. And he knows very well, if I should open up this part of my life to you, this is what you also do. So rather, let's leave it and move on. But you're still bent on knowing it. You say therapy. Yes, he's agreed to go on therapy with you. And still, he can't let you even get like 80% of that information. You still want to hold on to that and still decide, even though he wants to settle with you?
Why can't you tell me? Honestly, what I really want, the fact that you are holding on to it, I have a gut feeling that it's terrible. Yes, and it will bite me in my ass, like I keep saying. So you have to tell me. And also, if you've been with someone for more than 2 years in a relationship, I feel like the infatuation stage is over. So like we are facing reality in our relationship. So you know your partner's character, their behaviors, their response to things, their personality. So even if you've had little and small arguments in the past, you know how they respond to it. And have they ever used anything against you, like in an argument? That's why you are autolege like that. Have they ever said such a thing to you before? So if you've realized that, okay, your partner's personality is not like that, then you can easily tell them this thing you are holding on to because they won't use it against you in the past. I'm not like Mansa you dated. I'm Kiki. So why are you comparing my temperament to hers and saying that because she did this to you, I'll also do it to you? I'm not her. I'm even willing to get help for you, and you are still holding on to it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
When Gigi said I'm not like Mansa you dated, it reminds me of one line most of us boys like to use. I'm not like your ex. I'm different. I'm not like all men, but most often it's a blatant lie. So yes, it's sorry guys. Sorry I let that one out. But forgiving a person does not necessarily mean moving on with a person. Do you get it? And once again, it depends on what sort of truth you found out. Forgiveness is you forgive someone because you are repentant of what they did and they need your forgiveness. But if you are not telling me what you did, what am I forgiving you for? And if I find out, it means that you are not aware of it first. So at the moment, you don't need my forgiveness. Now I am left with the responsibility to decide whether to stay with you, regardless of the information I just discovered, or to move away. And that is something I would do based on the experience. So for instance, if I realize that in your past relationship, you left the person because the person was sick and became immobile, and because of that, and you moved as a result of that, I'll consider what would happen to me in the future if I should get sick. Do you get it? Can I forgive you? You haven't done anything to me directly. So
But from the things coming from the past.
Yes. So can I forgive you? Well, maybe I can understand you're a young lady, you don't want to be stuck with someone who can't move and all that, so you have to move on. But is that something I would want done to me? No. So what do I have to do? I have forgiven you, but I have to go. Do you get it? But maybe in your past relationship, I learned that you were living with an abusive guy, and one day when he tried attacking you, you were in the kitchen cooking, you used a frying pan to hit his head, fell, and then he died. Then I know that you were protecting yourself.
Yes.
I can forgive you, and then we'll move on, with the intention that you also don't beat her because you end up like the ex. So it depends on what I found out from my digging. Yeah, so for forgiveness is very relative in this situation, but most often I won't advise that you forgive things from the past. Like, if it's too damaging, just move away.
Would you want to be forgiven?
Would I want to be forgiven?
And accepted for who you are?
I would want to.
You want to, but you don't.
That's why I'm living my life.
So we can come back to the fact that you are trying to be selfish.
No,
Yes.
I'm living my life in a way that would not, I wouldn't have too many skeletons in my cupboard. Yes.
So should I say, in considering you're looking out for perfection?
No.
No.
What do I?
Would you help your partner resolve some issues from the past?
Couples therapy.
Would you help?
It depends on the issues. It depends. It depends on the issue. Some things you don't help. Not that you don't help, but you just cope with them. There are certain behaviors you can't control. What can I cope with? Okay.
Snoring.
Yes, snoring. I can cope with someone who is trying hard to change. Do you get it? Someone who is trying very hard to change from a certain behavior they realize is wrong. But certain things, like maybe a lady who has daddy issues. If I say daddy issues, had a very bad and then traumatic childhood experience, not just from the daddy directly, but from uncles, male pastors, and all that. Those people naturally do not trust men. Do you get it? And I'm human. I also come with my own wahala and my own trouble. So now the person will be facing my troubles and the troubles of all the past men she's known, and would have to deal with me. And I would also have to deal with her reaction to the past experiences and my past trouble. Is that something I want to deal with? Do I want to go to work and then return from work stressed and come and deal with that in the house? No. So if I have the chance to run away, I would run away. And as much as I would want someone to deal with those experiences of mine, maybe that's where the selfishness comes in. And as much as I would want someone to deal with those experiences of mine, I wouldn't do it if I have an option. If I'm married and I'm trapped and I get to know about it after marriage,
you divorce?
Fine. No.
Okay.
I don't subscribe to divorce.
Yes.
In a situation where you find out that he already has a child.
And did I find out by myself through digging, or he told me that he has a child? When in our relationship? Oh, yes. When we start dating, he tells me he likes me, but he has a child. Of course, I would accept him because he's told me the truth, and it's in our relationship stage. Whilst we are getting to know each other, that is when you tell them things about yourself. If you have a child, you have a dead parent, you have bad habits, stuff like that. That is when you say them in the relationship, not when you're engaged.
Let's talk about financial support. You realize that your partner is servicing a loan, and he makes it. He or she would let you know that this is what I get at the end of the month, and after the bank takes whatever they need to, this is what I have. Are you ready to support with your finances?
Yes, I am. I was brought up in a home like that, and it was quite balanced. So I would like to support my husband. It depends on what he's taking the loan out for.
You already
What's-
took the loan, though.
And what did he use it for when he took the loan?
Personal things, I guess.
And tell me the personal things. 'cause I'm
Obviously,
in your
okay. In
life
this
now.
case, he's made you aware of the things he used the money for.
Did he use it
He's
to
already
chill,
told you. He's
or
already
he
told
built?
you.
He bought a property.
He's already
investments?
told you.
He's already told me.
Yes.
But what did he use the money
He
for?
has already told you.
Okay, maybe let me help Kiki out.
Yeah,
here.
help.
So if you tell me that you took a loan, say 10,000 US dollars for your mother's dialysis or your father's dialysis and all that, and I know that it's something I would do personally. So yes, we can service that. How long are you going to pay for that loan? What is your current earning? How long would we have to stay in our situation? When would we recover? All these things, because if you listen to most divorced couples, one thing that causes divorces, aside infidelity and all that, is financial problems.
Yes.
You can cope with stress and poverty for a while, but then it will choke you. Everyone wants the good things of life, so you look at that. Did you use it to service for healthcare purposes? You use it to build an investment, something like a house. I know I'm also going to benefit from the house. Do you get it?
Yes.
Because sometimes in marriages, the husband will say, I'm planning on building a duplex, so I'm going to take a loan of this amount from the bank. I'll use my salary to service the loan, take care of the house and the kids' school fees. You agree to that. So that is a decision that we would both take. But if you took the loan to be a baller in the club and all
Yes.
that, and you expect me to help you service that loan, then I'm not going to do it.
Because you can't be living in a rented apartment and then you take out a loan to buy a car, to buy an iPhone, to travel to Dubai. Those are the things I would not
But he's
consider.
chilling with you.
No.
No. That's a stupid investment. I'm sorry.
Even if you chilled with
why would
me
you borrow
with
to
that
chill with
loan,
me?
and I find out that, the money you were blowing with me all this while
Was
was
a
a loan, and I'll marry you and pay through my nose. No way. I'm not accepting that.
Seriously,
Yes.
did you say that?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, in as much as you would want to look at the physical appearance and the beauty of your spouse, you should also look at their thinking capacity. Why would you go and take a loan from the bank just to take me to Dubai? Even when I'm not your wife or what? It's not smart. I won't forgive you
Yes,
for
I'll not
that.
forgive you for that.
I won't pay
So-
that money. You pay it alone.
Hey.
You pay it alone.
Yes.
Someone said this generation is a Lucifer generation. Because I had this conversation with someone. The person was like, "This is a Lucifer generation because everything is about me. I want this, I want that, I want this." But comparing this generation to the past generation, you realize that their marriages lasted. This generation is more of divorce here and there.
In the past generation, I'm a Krobo or Gadambi. In the past generation, before a lady would have sex, they would have done the depot rights, and then officially be given out before they can start a proper relationship. So there was no criterion to judge your spouse by. Do you get it? And they didn't have access to the knowledge that we have access to. Sitting here, I know how relationships in Japan are like, relationship in America are like, relationship in Britain are like. So I have options.
Yes.
And I'm taking advantage of those options. So if you are coming on board, and I should be sure that you are coming on board with something that I can cope with. Now, relationships are not just for us. Whether you like it or yes, a lot of people are in relationships now.
For their personal gains.
Yes. And as a person, I'm talking about third parties. Now, I learned that if you're having a girlfriend, your girlfriend has a standard board that they would have to submit you to for approval. That's why you hear this famous phrase: if you want your relationship to be successful, make sure that your girlfriend's female best friend is also your friend. Because whether you like it or yes, they'll be making decisions about you together. Hey, how is this my guy? Oh, I think you should accept him. Before most girls would.
Yes.
So it's not just about us. It's our reality now. It's our reality now. That is what we are also coping with, and I hope
It's a different.
you
We're
people
having
would
this
understand the
generation is like a
Lucifer
different
generation.
thinking altogether.
Yes, and I feel like one of the reasons why this generation's marriages and relationships look so different and are failing is because in the past, before you get married, the families know each other. So you're marrying into a family. They can easily interfere. So you are very cautious about how you live your life. They're always, when you do something, they rebuke you. Would your mother be happy about it? You not get a good husband to marry. But right now, if you tell me that, I'm like, why are you talking to me like that? And when I get married, I don't want any interference. Like, I want my nuclear family separated. I don't want my mother to even know my business. My mother-in-law, if she wants to know the least thing, she's a witch.
Yeah.
And then I know my rights. I know my rights. I will leave you because
That's
I'm
the generation we're
independent.
in.
Yes, I make my own money. So it's like we are enlightened
Yeah.
to the extent that it's
Civilization came
becoming
with
toxic.
its own
advantages and
Yes.
disadvantages.
Yes.
Before we wrap up for your final words, which areas of the past are you supposed to let your partner know? Let me start with you.
So which areas of the past am I supposed to
Let your partner know.
know? Oh, if I've ever had an abortion,
1,
if I have ever had an STI, if I have a
2,
child,
3,
daddy issues,
4,
if I've killed somebody before, or I
5.
know someone who has killed someone.
6.
Yeah, major events like that, like heavy things like that. But
6 things.
Yes.
6. How many for you?
Your past experiences. So
1.
your history,
1.
personal history, your health history. Have you
2.
had an abortion?
Why are you
Have
on
you-
abortion? There are several
It
things.
depends
Sometimes
on
you
your
have an abortion
fertility.
and then it affects your fertility. So if you've had an abortion and then your fertility is intact,
So that
I'll
meaning that
trash
you're not ready to stay with somebody. Not everybody was made to give birth.
Yes.
Not everybody was made to
Yes.
conceive.
Yes, but those people
So-
have very good womb.
They have very good
Yes.
wombs.
So you can't conceive because you can't conceive, not because you did something and because of that you can't conceive.
Okay. So
Yes.
the first one is abortion. Your
Past experiences,
past experiences.
and relationship.
2,
Do you have daddy issues?
3.
What is your
Daddy
criminal
issues.
record?
Yes.
4.
And your health.
You've already
status.
said it.
Okay, then 4
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
4 for you. 6
Yeah.
for
I'm not
you.
even giving
Those
you
are the
that.
things you
Yes.
want.
Financial status.
Did I add that?
No.
Please add
So
it.
5 and 7
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
Those are the things you want to know
Yes.
from your partner whilst you're in a relationship before you decide to get married.
Yes.
Your final words.
Final words is that sometimes when we are ready to move on to the next stage of life with regards to relationship, we forget to make logical reasoning about what we are about to do and the next step we are about to take, and we tend to ignore a lot of things. I think that we should move away from, oh, I love her, I love you, and look at what really matters, because I'm told that in first 4 or 5 years, the stress of life will take away that I love you, and then you face the reality. So yeah.
Let me also push in something when it comes to that.
Okay.
God is love.
Yes.
If you invite God into your marriage, there is no way love will die.
Okay. I'm learning something new.
Yes, the love will not die because love is God. God is love.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever you do, whatever religion you're practicing, so far as you're believing in God, the maker of heaven and earth.
Yes.
Quickly, religion is part.
Yeah, religion is
Religion
part.
is
So
part.
6 for you,
Yeah.
8 for her. No problem.
Yes.
God is love. So far as you invite God into your system and everything, there is no way the love will fade. It will rather grow or wax stronger and stronger as the years go by. Yeah. So there is no way love will die because the originator of love is you've
God.
invited the originator of love himself
your life.
to come and dwell with you guys. There's no way we'll go. Saida, with your final words.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yes, I think that sometimes you have to be very logical. Forget I love him or I love her. Be very logical, and it's okay to be a little bit selfish sometimes. Don't make it overbearing. Don't be toxic when you're selfish, but that's when you're using your brain and knowing that this is for life. And if I marry this person, it means I'm accepting them as a whole package. So make sure you do your background checks. You come to an acceptance that this is who I really want to be with before you make that bold step. But if you love someone, go ahead and marry them.
Considering your partner's past before you agree to marry, is this something you want to do? Please leave your comments under this video. Until then, stay blessed. My name is Patricia. Rockson Hammond, and the show has been Moans and Cuddles.